Hey YouTube, it's Sunday morning, the day after the county fair. I had done an estimate. Wife kept asking me how far she thought we walked yesterday. I had told her about 7 miles. I forget that there's actually a pedometer feature on the iPhone. And I went back and looked at it. We walked closer to 9 miles yesterday at the fair. I'm tired. 9 miles. And here's the thing, you guys really couldn't see it from the video. I was carrying a backpack. I'm not gonna make my wife do it, and my daughter or anybody. So, such a weird spot. Anyway, I was carrying a backpack with just about a gallon of water in it. The fucking thing was heavy. It had it had my jacket, it had my daughter's jacket, it had like 9 bottles of water that we drank throughout the day. It didn't get hot though. It was a good day. But what we're gonna do today is, we haven't done one for a while. I'm actually gonna do a shave video. I'm not gonna shave like my entire beard, but I haven't done a shave video in a while. And the thing I realized that I have not shown you, and we talked about this in the video when I had Robert Bodiger over, I made a straight razor. I made a Japanese style straight razor. Yeah, my hollows are pretty bad, but this was a proof of concept. I didn't draw anything on here, but I did get a hollow chisel, and then I kind of smoothed this. It's rustic. It is rustic, but I gotta tell you, this 20 CV straight razor, as thin as I took this down, gives me the best shave I have ever had out of another straight razor. As you can see, it's an asymmetrical, typical of a Japanese straight razor. You can see that it is definitely ground further on this side than this side. Because a Japanese straight razor usually is a hollow on one side and then flat on the other, just enough to take material out so that you're not laying that whole thing on the stone. As you can see, that's what I kind of did. I took a little bit further than I intended to, but this was a test project. So what we're gonna do is, here a little bit later, when I get everything ready, I'm gonna take you guys in there with me, and I'm going to show you a shave with my Japanese straight razor. And so it is by far the smoothest shave I've had with any of my other straight razors. And I shave with a lot of straight razors. So put that back in its little box right there. That's what we're going to do for a video today. I have set out to try and put out at least 2 videos a week. But I really need you guys to help me out with the Patreon piece. I'm gonna run out of stuff to do. I really am. I don't make as much money as I used to, and I don't like to do this, but the Patreon is a way to get money into the channel since I'm not making the money I was. The wife and kid leave for Japan in the summer. I'm gonna work as many hours as I can. Videos are gonna be harder for me to do. And with that being said, to be able to do things, people aren't sending me the stuff that they had been. I get repeat stuff. I'm getting sabenzas and stuff like that. So to be able to have new content, I'm gonna have to buy stuff. That's just basically the way it is. So if you guys want to keep this channel going, you guys are gonna have to help. I really need help with the Patreon. I've got $34 from 4 people. So I want you to think about that. I don't want you guys to be spending $10 for a Patreon. But there's almost 700 of you guys right now. I just looked, I got like 684. I went from 670 yesterday to 684 today. If you guys were to give $1 monthly each, that would almost cover what I would need. I mean, I would have to, it would take a little while to build up to it, but I could start getting some things in. And I would start doing some of the lower rent stuff. Some of the CRKT and Kershaw, and ZT, they have some knives out there I'd like to see. I could get those and then probably do a raffle on the channel, or sharpen them and then flip them and throw the money back into the channel. I'm not sure yet, but it would definitely be something that would really help. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower because I've got dust and crap all over me still from the fair. I didn't take a shower when I got home last night. I just crawled in bed. It's pretty dirty. But take a shower, and then I will do a shave video for you guys as soon as I figure out where the fuck I put my tripod. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. So guys, I'm in my bathroom and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this video because I had told you guys that I sharpened my Fortis. So I was thinking I'd do one pass with the Fortis, like maybe do one side and one side. I don't know, we're not sure, and I don't have my tripod. So right now you are in. Let me show you what you guys are sitting in. You guys are currently sitting in that basket that has suction cups that I have put on this. I have my bathroom, the master bathroom, has got one great big huge mirror that covers the entire his and hers. So I'm thinking I would try maybe to do one side with this and one side with the other. I don't know. I'm trying not to block the screen here. So at any rate, we would have to move over here. And yeah, can you see how it's dropping down in like that? What we're gonna try and do is find a way to support that. I'm using a sponge basically to support my camera. Worst case scenario, we may pause this and then try to get a period of time when my wife and daughter have come back, because I'm pretty sure my tripod's still in the car from our trip to the fair yesterday. That might hold. That looks like it'll hold. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna shave part of my beard, one side with my Fortis, just to show you guys that, suction cup didn't hold. Let's put a little spit. Spit's amazing with the suction cups. Now you're crooked. Maybe I'll stand like this. But at any rate, even if it's crooked, maybe I'll do part of it with this because I want to show you guys that, well, I've lost a lot of range of motion in that thumb. I'm doing stuff I'm not supposed to do it, but I can't even. Oh, it's tight. I cut the tendon. For you, those of you that don't follow the channel and maybe don't know, I cut myself while making, and this is gonna piss me off. I cut myself while making a knife. I had a customer that ordered, this is in the way. I know what the problem is. It's this. It's the shit that's supposed to prevent hair loss. It obviously doesn't work. Don't buy shit off of me. So, you guys know that, I mean, I do a lot with straight razors. I do a lot of sharpening. I shave with a straight razor on a regular basis. I actually shave a lot these days with my safety razor. Now, the thing that I have said in the past is that I'm waiting on my brush to absorb water. It's been a while since I used it. I wet shave. I do not use cartridge razors anymore. I always use a brush. I always use specific shaving soaps and things like that. But I've said in the past that King Gillette convinced people, let me turn that off, at least close the door. King Gillette convinced you to throw away your fixed blade straight razor and get rid of it and throw your razor away once a week. And what he did was he came up with the safety razor. Now, I'm not saying that this does not do an amazing job shaving. As a matter of fact, I use this a lot. I use a safety razor a lot. I have two of these. This is mine. Sorry about that. I got a call in the middle. What I got was, I bought a cheap barn door style $14 razor at the county fair 2 years ago. It's basically the same one that if you buy the one razor, online, the one that they sell, the guy from what is it, Pawn Stars, the guy from Pawn Stars sells, it's the same razor. I got it for $14. It costs $20 if you get it online. It's not the best, but I mean, you adjust the amount of tension on the razor blade, which will set your shaving angle for the blade, actually. It's not a bad razor. It's easy to change. These aren't bad. They give you a really good quick shave. If I'm going to shave first thing in the morning, before I go to work, before I'm going out to see people, I'm going to use this. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the fact I made an actual straight razor. And we talked about this earlier. I made a Japanese straight razor. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I have very large hands. So my Japanese straight razor was meant and made to my size that I would like with a handle and everything. And this has not been wrapped yet, which typically this would be leather wrapped or have something on it. And then the backside is really rustic. But the fact is that this is about an inch longer. Right there. It's about that much longer than the typical Japanese razor. This is something I made for me. I'm a big guy, big hands, want to have something big. So we're going to do 3 things. We're going to compare a straight razor shave to a razor sharp knife shave, which this is fucking razor sharp. I have done this even with my screwed up thumb. And like I said, I've lost some range of motion in this. I have to stretch this tendon. I'm still supposed to be in a sling, but I'm figuring if I'm not stretching it, it's just only going to get tighter. So my own stupidity earned this. We're going to compare a back-ass hillbilly knife shave to a purpose-built straight razor shave. We're also going to talk about my ability to come up with something and make something new, because I want you guys to understand it is my heart's desire to be a knife maker. It really is. And it's my heart's desire that I'm going to be able to be self-employed and not have to be, as much as, I'm not gonna lie, I love working for Aflac. It's amazing. I love everybody I'm with. But I want to have something that I built myself. So I'm kind of showing off in this video. But back to the original purpose of this. So my brush has sat and soaked for a little while. I'm gonna build my lather, and I'm not gonna hold you guys for that. That takes a little bit. But I am using my favorite shaving soap. It is Tibak. God, it smells amazing. It smells like lilacs and leather and tobacco, and it smells like an old school barbershop. So I'm gonna pause you guys. I'll come back to it in a second. So the key is to make sure that, one, you've got enough soap in your brush. You really can't, you should not build your lather in your soap cup. Your soap comes in a little ceramic bowl. I load my brush and I take a warm bowl, and this is just a cereal bowl. And it's awkward to do it at this angle. And you simply just mix it, and you're fixing air down into it. And as you do it, it's going to build this really strong lather, because this soap that I use, the Tabak, is made actually still from tallow. Basically they boil a cow down and take the fat, and they make the old school shaving soap. This is like one of the few that I found that is a tallow-based soap. It is so amazing. It builds a rich, thick, oh, it smells so good. I mean, to the point that I could almost, I'm picking that bowl up with my brush. That's how thick and rich this lather is. When you buy shaving cream, you're really cheating yourself on the experience, because it's just, because there's carbon dioxide in the bottle. That's what it is. And so as I'm doing it, I take my finger and I run it along the inside of the bowl. You see how thick that is. And I put this on and I let it sit as I'm building my lather. And it's warm and it smells great. It's so awesome. So what you're looking for is to be able to build peaks. See those peaks that I'm able to build with that? It is really thick and it's ready. Basically that's ready. So I'm gonna leave this on for a couple seconds because I don't have a hot towel. We're not gonna do the hot towel treatment. What we are gonna do is, that smells so good. We're gonna put some on. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this soap in my other videos. I like it enough that if you remember, I said I bought the cologne. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like the barbershop my grandfather used to take me to when I was a kid, where he got his hair cut and got a shave. But the key is, I mean, if you're gonna do wet shaving, It's okay to start out budget, but you really have to. I mean, I think I paid 120 bucks for this brush. It's a badger hair, silver badger hair brush. But I mean, you're not gonna find a better brush. It's Parker. So I'm thinking first we're gonna start with this, which is the straight razor I made. And we are talking, oh, it's so, that is, I mean, that's almost baby smooth on one pass. So this is probably what we're gonna finish up the shave with, because you gotta do multiple passes. But we're going to see what this does. Sharpened with a screwed up thumb that I had to have emergency surgery on because that's how bad I cut it. Let's see. Now, the thing is, I could get a good shave with this. But the problem is, it's going to take multiple passes. I'm not even gonna finish with this. I could shave with this. It is that sharp. But it's spotty and things like that because a razor and a knife were designed for two different purposes. Let me give it a couple more. Let's see. And I mean, we're not joking. It's doing a decent job of shaving, but a straight razor shave is not a knife shave because we're gonna do. Let me get some more. We're gonna do this, and so what you run into is. With a knife shave, it's a fairly, I mean, compared to this, it's an extremely obtuse angle. And it's not going, while you can do it, it's not going to be the same. And you're going to have some irritation. And oh, I forgot, I have to do. I got to soften that up because we're going to shave the lower lip, which you don't see me do with a knife. I'm gonna shave that entire soul patch. And if you guys remember, I've never done that with a knife, but I've done it with a razor. So, so much different of a shave. Then you get that's baby smooth. You don't get that with a knife. You really can't because it's not designed for this. Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's just something. There's just something about using a tool that's designed for its purpose. Knives have their purpose, and yes, I can get them to the point where, yes, you can do a straight razor shave with a knife. But the fact is, that's not what they were designed for. And now knowing, sorry, I'm trying not to talk too much because you move your jawline too much and then you wind up cutting yourself. Knowing that I'm capable of making something that is that horribly and devastatingly sharp. I mean, it's insane. It makes me happy because that means that I'm mastering something. The whole thing of The whole thing of me wanting to do this, I wanted to make knives, but it comes back to a fundamental human urge to master something that you can't control. To be able to take a piece of steel, an unbending, unwielding material, and bend it to your will and make it do something that it really doesn't want to do. It's a human urge. And then to be able to take said tool and use it for a purpose, it's almost as if that's what God intended us to do. And I mean, I didn't trim that one. I trimmed the other stuff. So, I mean, it's something I've always had a fascination about. Knife making, sword making, sword fighting, knife fighting, the making of and using of specific edged and tooled weapons. There's a specific group of people that what I talk about speaks to. And so that's why I don't get too, gonna have to do another couple passes on that. So there's a specific group of people that my videos speak to, and I understand if I get downvotes and things like that, because maybe people stumbled upon my videos wrongly. You know, it's not something that they were... And I've done this for years. So if you ever happen to see my videos and it just seems like I'm doing this without any thought, it's because I've shaved with straight razors since I was like 14. God, that is such a smooth shave. And to say the additional fact of this, hang on a second, let me do this. To be, my proudest moment in my life was to be able to say that I took a piece of steel on a Saturday by myself because no one else was at the shop. I took a chunk of steel, I drew something out, and I turned it into a tool that gives me a better shave than a tool that was designed by someone that knew what the fuck they were doing. I made a straight razor that is a better shave than ones that are made in factories that are purpose designed for that. Now, I am going to probably get Robert Bodiger. I'm going to maybe change some of the shape on this, maybe rough this up so that he can do it. I want a leather wrap on this because the handle's a little bit thin, but this is the razor I'm going to shave with if I'm going to shave. And I mean, you guys watch me do it. All gone. Lined up, cleaned up. I made this. Prideful, maybe, but holy shit, I'm a little bit proud. But I haven't decided if this is something I'm thinking about maybe going to take that design and make it into something, but it's just pretty cool to know that I can do something. I almost failed metal shop in high school, guys. I want you to think about that. Almost failed it. Yeah, that's one of the closest shaves I've ever had from anything, including a straight razor, purpose-made cartridge razor, that right there. So, anyway, you can shave with a knife if you absolutely have to. And I can get a knife to the point where you can shave with it, even with a thumb that Yeah, that hurts. That tendon still needs a little bit more time to heal, and it needs some more stretching. But the fact is, right? It's not like I can't do it even with a fucked up thumb. All right, guys. I know that this video is going to run a little bit long. I apologize. I appreciate all the comments I got. You guys are amazing with supporting me with that whole racist prick that posted stuff. I did not take his video down or his comment down. I kind of wanted you all to see it. Just to make sure that you guys knew I was not, I don't know, trying to build up hype on my channel or build up, I'm not a drama kind of person. I left it on there so you guys see I was not joking. That really happened. So, you know, I'm not sure, going back and looking at the video, I'm not sure if it's because my wife's Japanese and she was in a video, or if it's because my buddy Billy was in a picture of me. Billy, he owns a company called Strategic Defense. The fact that I got to hang out with him for a day was one of the best points of my year so far. I haven't got to see Billy in a very long time. Yeah, if either one of those is the reason that you posted something about me being a race trader, it doesn't matter. You're a fucking idiot. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys supporting me on that. But the disturbing fact is that people upvoted his comment. So, let's not just make him famous. Let's make him infamous. As my favorite, one of my favorite movies, The Three Amigos, it's when you become so famous that you're not just famous, you're infamous. Let's make him infamous. This guy that decided that I was a race trader because either my wife is Japanese or I have a very good friend who happens to be an African American. He's not an African American, he's a fucking American. He just happens to be a little bit darker than I am. We're both Americans. We're both proud Americans. There are no African Americans. I got news for you. That didn't happen. African Americans are just Americans. We're all one fucking country. And Billy and I served proudly together for several years, and he still upholds the Constitution because he loves this country. So let's go ahead and keep that in mind. When we wanted to figure out our differences, let's figure out our similarities first. All right, guys. Enough. I'm off my soapbox. I love you guys. You guys are amazing, and I will talk to you later.